Are we live? All
We're
right.
live.
Welcome to Epic Flail, live again. I'm Nick.
It's me, it's Tim.
It's Tim. We moaned and Games Workshop provided.
They only bloody listen to
They
us.
only listen to us, especially for us Marine players. Knights are nerfed. Death Guard are in the bin. Chaos Knights are in chaos.
Yep.
We'll be discussing, obviously, the new points that were released, but this morning at our behest. We'll be running through a few lists this week as well. We've got the Lancing RTT this week, and we, Tim?
Yes.
You're not going.
You're going.
I'm going.
Some of our busy mates are going, and we thought it'd be interesting to go through everyone's lists, go through their thoughts. What do normal people do when they're preparing for an event?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll also be hearing from Brandon. And if we got time at the end, I'm going to have a bit of a rant about lore.
Yeah, you're angry, aren't you?
I am angry, Tim. I'm angry about how other content creators talk about 40k lore.
Right.
So
look at you. Podcast 3.
I know, Podcast 3, and I'm an expert now.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, shouts to everyone in the chat already. I can see there's a few people talking at home. Hi, Paul. Hi, Brandon. Hello, everyone. Tim.
Points. Yes. They're here.
Listen.
I got in touch with James Workshop this morning and I said, look, mate, we've got a podcast coming up. Can you just get those points out? So we've got something to talk about. Here we are. Should we have a look at them?
Let's have a look at the points.
Have a look at them. Jen, if you could throw this up on screen. It's very exciting.
Death Guard are in the toilet. Well, they're not really in the toilet. We're going to pretend they're in the toilet.
If you have a look at this, it's a lot of red, isn't it?
There is a lot of red.
It's a lot of red. Rob, I don't know if you're in chat, but his league list went up 160 odd points.
160 points is one bloat drone.
It's a bloat drone. Yeah. When you look at it like that, it doesn't feel like very much.
Doesn't feel like much. But gave us a bit of a review earlier. Yeah, and I think play burst crawler 210.
Yeah, they're up 15.
Up 15.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. I don't think, they've been trying to drive indirect out of the game for bloody ages. They seem to then, with every army release, bring something else along that's got some very decent indirect. It gets 3 months. They push it up in points. Yeah. Everyone pushes it to the back. It gathers dust. I think we'll still see it in teams. I think it will still... And we were talking about Harley's list later, and he speaks to its value in teams of taking secondary units out and things like that.
Yeah, it's useful. I mean, the Lord of Virulence went up as well, and that's a useful piece for your indirect because it gives you full re-rolls.
Yes,
with blast weapons.
Yep, exactly that.
Which also helps the drones, which have gone up 20 points. Like a lot of the Death Guard lists were taking 3 drones. 3 of the little crawlers. Yep. Maybe 2. I don't mean crawlers. What are the little ones called? Blight haulers.
Blight haulers.
3 drones, 3 blight haulers, 2 crawlers. They've all gone up.
Yes.
Then your support pieces have gone up, and then your Death Shroud have gone up.
Yes.
So the core of everyone's list has gone up
the Morty's Hammer list that everyone's been talking about. And
I said that was going to be the strongest when it came out.
Yeah, and that hasn't quite had the same tickle, has it, I think?
It's hurt with crawlers going up.
Yeah, let's hurt with crawlers, but I think they'll probably... The Tallyman being only... When I saw this morning, actually, I was between calls at work. I've got a job. And... the Tallyman only being 50 points with a 25% increase blew my mind. 40 points for a Tallyman is just ridiculous. Yeah. But so I still think they're undervalued. I think
Rob, one of our resident Death Guard players, was saying the army functions the same.
Yes,
just
basically you lose a unit,
maybe 2.
Maybe some
you
of the more
swap
expensive
some stuff around. Like they didn't hurt the Preds, and one of those Preds, if not both of them, increases AP by 1.
Yep.
And with that, you're looking at basically not having an armor save against.
No, exactly against las cannons. I think they've done an all right job. I think it's quite telling. This is 2 weeks before we perhaps expected a balanced data slate. 2-3 weeks.
Also, for the Taliban fighting for death.
It's not the Taliban fighting.
Tallyman
fighting for Death Guard, Paul. But I think so. Yeah, Rob saying Morty's hammer is the most affected. So apologies, I stand corrected on that one. But they've still got all these other data sheets that are untouched at this moment in time. I think you'll see a few more Plague Marines now.
When the Codex came out, we were asking the question, like, are Blightlord Terminators viable now?
Yep.
They didn't get touched.
Yep.
Plague Marines didn't get touched.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of the Plague Marine characters didn't get touched, although the Fights First... Did the Fights First lad get touched?
I think so.
Someone in chat remind me what he's called. It's not the Putrefier.
It's the other lad.
It's the other lad.
It's the other lad.
It's the Blightspawn. Okay, he did go up 15 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the 10-man brick with melee weapons with Fights First is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. But I think they'll be okay. And I think, I don't want this to look like sour Space Marine players moaning about successful armies, even though we are very sour and we're both Space Marine players. But
I do have a Death Guard army.
You do have a Death Guard army.
Death Guard players are my favourite people.
Yeah, exactly. There's some absolute legends out there. Yeah. But I think they're going to be all right still.
I think they'll be fine.
I'm not going to lie. I expected them to be a bit more heavy-handed with this. There's been 2-3 weeks of rumours of an emergency balance and what have you.
Yeah.
This feels all right. This actually feels okay.
What have we got? We got
we got a super chat from Frankie Too Sweet. By the light of the Emperor and the Golden Throne, I am the Fist of Terror, the Wolf of Fenris, the Angel of Baal, the Lion of Caliban, is Taliban, if we go by Paul's metrics, the Avenging Son of Macragge, I am the voice of the Emperor. Thanks, Frankie.
Thank you, mate.
It's profound.
Yeah.
Is that Keats? Anyway. I think they're going to be all right still, mate. I expected it to be much more heavy-handed than this. There's no rule changes, just points.
No, but this is, like we asked for, an emergency patch.
It is.
We might get rule changes in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think, we are a couple of weeks
away. Further nerfs.
From a
probably not further points nerfs to Death Guard, but maybe.
Yep.
But I think it's good because my biggest criticism of the Death Guard book is when it came out, you would write a list and then you would change the detachment and it was still a good list.
Still the same thing. Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone took 3 of the drones, 3 of the Blight Ballers, 2 of the Crawlers, 2 or 3 of the Death Shroud, and then however many Terminator characters you could fit.
Yep.
And now it's slightly less.
And
now I think you're encouraged to think about the other units.
The damage ceiling has gone down a bit. And I think that's we are at that stage of 10th now, where we're getting codex creep, damage creep. We're at late stage of the cycle of the game, and historically, that's always kind of happened a little bit. Suddenly that thing has to replace that thing, or the meta goes this way, so we need to get something that counters that.
I was looking at my my wins and losses into Death Guard since the codex came out, and I'm at 50-50, and they're usually 10 points in either direction.
Yeah, okay. Close games.
So
we're Space Marines, though. We play well, we score well. And
I want to let you know in chat, I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
I love Death Guard, and I'm... maybe this could have been harsher, but I'm kind of glad it isn't.
No, I'm
kind of want it to be a good army.
No, exactly. There's nothing worse as well. Because they've never really been like a quote-unquote on-trend army, have they? Until the Codex came out. Do you know what I mean? They came out in 8th? Am I right thinking that? 7th, 8th edition?
Yeah, that was the box that got me back into Warhammer.
Yeah. So they had a little moment then, and they kind of seemed to fade into obscurity a little bit. And so people who collected them were proper collectors. They're people who I really like this deck of this army, or whatever else. And it's nice that they've had their moment in the sun, and I hope they maintain their moment at the sun, but not in the way that 1 in 10 tournament players have been Death Guard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and let's look at, if I look over here, all these demons, no changes, and the least utilised detachment is Taliban.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that.
Yeah, exactly. We're all excited.
Because I'm building a Taliban army.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're all excited for the Taliban. Yeah. Should we have a quick look at Knights?
Yeah, let's have a look at Knights. What do people in chat think about the Death Guard, though? Do they think
Nurgle Matthew just says, okay.
Okay.
As a voice of one of the Chaos Gods. I mean, there's a lot of talk about the Taliban being very cheap. Talk of Mortis Hammer. being the most effective at this moment in time. Rob's saying Death Guard still will probably be the best army in the game. I think they will. And Brandon said Paul is a Mong as well. So
okay, let's move on to Knights. We'll talk about Imperial Knights first, because
let's talk about Imperial Knights.
They were the true menace.
Yes,
but we will observe that Chaos Knights got hurt as well.
So that is a lot of red again.
It's a lot of red, and it's big numbers next to the red.
It's
numbers like
a lot of
40.
Yeah. Yes, yeah,
which is more than I can count to.
That's a talisman you could get for that.
You could get a whole talisman for that money.
Yeah, exactly.
In old money. Now this is like one less big knight in the list.
Yeah. So if you're looking at universal changes, about 35 to 45 points for the big boys.
Yeah.
Then that's 120, 130 points per list. If you're running 3, and a lot of lists are running 3 or 4. So you've probably lost a small one.
You've definitely lost a small one.
Yeah, you've lost a small one. And I think some lists will probably lose a big one now and take an extra small one. But
the last time I played Knights, they had 2 bigs and a bunch of smalls.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 bigs, you're losing 60 points odd, and a bunch of smalls, you're losing, let's call it another 60 points.
Yeah.
So actually, you just lose a small knight.
You lose a small knight, basically, and we'll probably see a few more allied Imperial units in Knights lists moving forward. I think Arbiters on home again, maybe, or something like that. But
I said I was a Death Guard fan, and I was glad that the nerfs weren't too hard. I'm not a Knights fan, and I would have liked to see more nerfs in it. I don't like this. This doesn't make me feel good. I feel like the Knights list is still going to be good.
Yeah. Toby is in the chat.
Toby, I love you and your Knights, but I don't like other people's Knights.
He's saying just working on what to take for LGT.
Okay, so this doesn't make you want to abandon the faction, Toby.
No, exactly. I mean, he's a confident man. He was, fourth in the UK with Knights at one point or whatever it was. I think, as a faction specialist, he's sitting pretty. Pig in shit.
Also, Canis Rex, the most splashed knight.
Yep.
It's only up 35 points.
It's not bad. I saw Sisters list of Canis Rex in. Yeah. I've seen Space Marine lists with Canis Rex in. I've seen Guard lists with Canis Rex in. I think that told you just how good he was as like a data sheet, right? And I think we'll probably still see him at that. I think that was a very reasonable tickle. It was like it wasn't like 2 hands under the armpits. It was just a little poke in the ribs, as tickles go.
Yeah. That's like you've got a list that's had 1980 points, and you took a 15-point enhancement, and you couldn't quite get to 2,000. You just dropped the enhancement, and you still got to keep the case.
Exactly. Yeah. So Toby, how are you feeling about it? He's saying he's 110 over.
His list's gone up 110.
Yeah. So he's saying, for Canis, times 2 Atropos, Castle 4 Helverins.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still, to me, again, standing across the table from that, I'm going to be like, how do I do the damage to stop that?
You got to drop a Helverin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still
I still don't want to play that list.
That's still a bloody good list.
Yeah.
I think the one thing this hasn't fixed yet, I don't think, as Rob said, I think Death Guard will still be probably the best army in the game at this moment in time. We've been working in a meta where everyone is teched against Death Guard and Knights.
Yep.
And I think it's going to adjust slightly. I think Thousand Suns will be a problem. We kind of said that previously. I think, they didn't get a touch here. The next couple of weeks are going to be very interesting. It's going to be the Wild West a little bit. This RTT this weekend will obviously be old points. So the last hurrah for the huge night list. But I don't know, chat. What do you think? Has Games Workshop gone far enough? Of Knights being curb stomped? Have Death Guard, had their heyday? What do you think? Should I have a quick look at Chaos Knights, and then we'll move on from this section?
Yeah, we'll have a look at Chaos Knights. I do want to say though, you said it's going to be a rough couple of weeks,
Yeah.
an interesting couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It is only going to be that a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like we expect this was an emergency patch. We expect another patch at the beginning of September.
Yeah. Warcom did say on the article for this that there was something coming in September. So
and I think there's evidence. I just want to talk about this quickly. There's evidence of how this is an emergency patch because Vulcan Hestan, the Salamander's lad, got a new model. 40mm base. But have they updated the
tournament guide?
The tournament guide? No, they've not. So it's still on 32.
Okay.
So you can't use your new model right now.
Yep.
The other thing I want to say is the new Salamander's detachment.
Yes, yep. So
I'm
you've
not
got a bit of a rules as written.
Yeah. If you're excited about this new detachment, I'd like to point something out to you. It's going to be a bit of a ball ache to point out, I think. Maybe it's in balanced data slate. So let's go to Space Marines. Should have prepared this, shouldn't I?
You should have prepared it, but it's fine. Whilst you're doing that, I'll just go quickly.
Yeah, have a read chat.
We're saying that so Rob's saying T-Sons are laughing all the way to the bank with this. I would tend to agree. A couple of people saying they could have gone further. Big Josh, I'd like to see how this goes. I think it's a fairly small change to most lists, but might be enough of an impact to bring the results more in line. Yeah, I that's kind of where I'm at with it. We shall see. We shall see.
I've done my sleuthing. You ready?
Go on, then.
Okay. Space Marines.
Yes.
Oath of Moment Army rule.
Yes.
If you are using a Codex Space Marines attachment and your army is not Black Templars, etc., add 1 to the wound roll.
Yep. Oath of Moment.
And then, oh God, it's going crazy. What detachments are considered to be Codex Space Marines attachments? Well, the new one's not in there because they forgot to do it. So if you go to a tournament in the next week or two and you want to use the new Salamander's attachment, you do not get +1 to wounds.
Oh, that is awful.
Which
you don't use Oath with Torrent weapons, really, do you? But I mean, it's just But
you do. You use it to get +1 to wounds.
Yeah. No, exactly that. Exactly.
And I'm highlighting this because it's funny.
Yeah.
But also because it just shows you how this
process works.
This was rushed out.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
And we're going to get more changes.
We are going to get some more changes in a few weeks. So, yeah.
But anyway, let's look at Knights.
Let's look at Chaos Knights. Before that happens, someone has asked me to turn the Sands of Time in the chat. If we get a £5 super chat, I will turn the Sands of Time, which is currently conceding, actually. So this week, me and Tim are drinking slightly less piss-coloured drinks. We're on a white sherry and tonic.
White port and tonic.
A white port and tonic. Sorry, it's not my Grand's drink. We raided Grand's drinking cabinet for this, so cheers to that. But if we get a £5 super chat, we will turn the Hands of Time that ravaged Paul. And you also notice that G3PO is located on the desk here as well. Just a few little memes to the history of Epic Flow. But yeah.
Right.
Chaos Knights.
It's basically the same story, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Carnival's up 10.
Yep.
Bigger lads up 30, 40.
Yep. Similar thing. You're probably not going to see as many allied Chaos Knights now, I don't think. It will affect the Canis ally. I think you won't quite see as many allied Chaos Knights.
How does a Carnivore compare to a bloat drone with heavy blight launcher?
In terms of
points.
It's more expensive, isn't it?
30 more points.
30 more points, yeah.
For a quite considerably tougher body, I think.
Yeah.
Because they got 2 up saves.
Yep.
High toughness.
Yep.
More wounds.
Yep.
Melt of 4.
Yep.
Don't hate that.
I think you might see drop a PBC, bring a Carnivore in, which incidentally was the rule that they brought in for the that adjustment for Hellstorm last week.
Oh yeah,
yeah, no allied Chaos Knights. But are there any Chaos Knights players out there? I feel like I know Chris does, Orky Chris, and we're going to look at his Orc list for the RTT this weekend soon. But is there any thoughts on Chaos Knights? Because it's just one of those things that I feel like they've got the bad end of the Imperial Knight stick at this moment in time.
Okay, so their win rate was fine. I can't remember what their win rate was for the last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's not crazy low. It's not crazy high. but it's in the middle. But it's in the middle in a world where everyone is teching against Imperial Knights.
Yeah, yeah.
Which probably means they are too strong, but the numbers don't. It's not obvious.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why Sisters suddenly got a blip. That's why Eldari suddenly got a blip. I don't. What I know of Chaos Knight's list, and I think Rob, I was forming this opinion before Rob said it in the chat, obviously, was that generally speaking, whereas the Imperial Knights have been like 3 or 4 big boys and then smaller ones, Chaos Knights have been 1 big lad and then the smallers. And
they've just got way better small.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they might lose a small one. I think is that the consensus.
Has anyone won a GT with the only small ones detachment? Is that what everyone's winning with?
I think that's what everyone's winning with. Yeah.
So
yeah,
you could just run all small ones still.
Yeah.
Or do you need to pay a big one tax because you need a character?
Apparently someone picked up Paul's Knights from Cash Converters as well, so congratulations on that one.
Oh, great.
Scored a Knights army just as they gone to shit as well.
Yeah.
That it was the balance date sake today, which I think did a bit of work. Again, let us know in the chat, see what you think.
Everything moved in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. It did.
Apart from Space Marines not getting buffs, but I'll wait.
Big Josh has just said 6 big should never have been runnable. It's a good thing they've changed that. Not sure I agree with keeping the points basically the same as the Imperial Knight equivalents. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at with it, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think two slightly different army archetypes in the sense of bigs versus smalls. I think Chaos Knights will actually probably get away with this a bit more. I'm not sure though. Because
Carnival's up 10.
Yeah.
So that's probably 30 points on your list.
Mm-hmm.
But Brigands are good. Stalkers are good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Hound Pack was the littlest detachment.
Hound Pack,
yeah. It makes three dogs characters.
Oh, great. So you don't need a big one.
No.
So I think Chaos.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay.
And everyone only owns the small ones anyway.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. Because no one wants to carry the
this
big
thing
lads.
where big knights are viable is new.
Yes.
Let's not forget that.
It's fresh. Yeah. It is fresh. It's fresh. So that we think it's a good change, but it's going to be 2-3 weeks, and then we get a balanced data slate, and then there'll be rules changes, and I think it's going to be an interesting few weeks. I think the meta will still tear a little bit into the big boys and Death Guard and stuff, but again, in chat, let us know what you think.
Most events this weekend won't be using these points.
No, they will not. Shout out to the Burley Boys as well, Maxi Beer. See you in the chat. I promise a shout out to the Burley Boys every week.
Go on, turn the thing over for them.
Okay, we're gonna turn the sound time over.
Yeah. Cool.
It's hypnotic.
Right.
Cool.
So speaking of this weekend's meta, you're going to a tournament.
I'm going to RTT. This is my first ever RTT. I've only run GTs and teams. Right. It's going to be incursion events. Big Luke. I am taking a slightly memey Space Marine list to this tournament. Well, wait, and then I look at the pairings today, and it's a Shark Tank. It's like people preparing for LGT. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good players going along, and I've taken 2 servo turrets.
But you don't really think that's a meme. You know that they're good. I know that they're good.
It's a meme in that they're it's like the off meta choice, and it's amazing the reactions that I get from people when we put them on the board, or when they when I talk to them about them, and then it takes an immolator in Overwatch from Full Moons, and they're like, oh, okay, this is quite good. My
favourite reaction is, what do you mean it can move 3 inches in charge?
Exactly. Move 3 inches, charge 12.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a chat the other day about how good they would be in Firestorm, because they always get assault.
No, that's a bad opinion.
No, well, No. So, should we run through some RTT lists?
Yeah, I want to hear about your list.
Okay. So
first, I'm going to get it up on the screen.
Yeah, I've gone with a slightly Hero Hammer Ultramarines list.
Okay, let's start off by saying UKTC terrain.
UKTC terrain, so good firing lanes.
The new UKTC
and we've been practicing on this a little bit the last few weeks, and I initially thought, oh shit, that looks like a lot of like interesting firing lanes, but now I've played on it a few times, I think take your strat reserves, make sure you're deep strike and strat reserves, so you don't start with everything on the board first and foremost, which most good players don't anyway. But it plays more into thinking more about your reserves, thinking more about your deep strike. As a result, you are a little bit exposed turn one, but the staging points and the transition between the staging points and like ruins on the board are so much better than the old terrain.
Yeah, you make a choice. The staging points in the middle are hard to get to if you hide too much in deployment.
Yes.
So you make a decision to be a little bit exposed turn one in order to get good staging.
Exactly. But now you can so on search and destroy, for example, there's a nice little pocket where you can hide on the halfway line. If you've got a small unit, so your JPIs, for example, in my list, JPIs are absolutely going to go in that little pocket, or incursors are going to go in that little pocket.
So I'll bring it up.
Go for it. And you're going to go, I can go full send to my opponent's expansion and just cause them problems. They're going to put, if they're going to put a transport on there, my incursors are going there. I'm going to advance a charge first turn. I'm going to drop my mine, do 4 to 6 mortal wounds. I'm going to use my strat to give them lance. So 3 G-man advance and charge, give them lance, use the mine. I can take a transport first turn on that quite happily.
Yeah.
They hide. Yesterday, me and Brandon had a bit of a game. Sadly, I had to leave early. But if you see in the bottom right there, I had Marnius on his expansion and charged someone behind the wall first turn.
From here,
from that bottom spot.
There,
yeah, exactly.
there,
because if you can't get a line over on this right hand side through to that bottom kind of part of my deployment.
Yeah.
So you could, as long as you're smart, and then fire strike servo turrets are absolutely made to be in that bottom building, just below the center there. So it comes out. I can't lean across and move the mouse, but if you see this, the square piece that's on the halfway line at the bottom there, you hide it there, and it pops out half an inch, and you've got a line all the way into your opponent's, almost to your opponent's home.
Down there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what it does. It sits there. It 4+ overwatches with rerolls for any transports that are coming out of there and whatever else. So
right. So we've agreed the servo turret is not a meme, and actually your list.
Yes.
So talk us through your list.
Yeah. So
it's Gladius, so it's boring.
It's boring Gladius. Captain in grav armor with artificer armor to be that guy who sits on the center and tanks loads of damage. I've got a librarian with fire discipline. He goes with Sternguard vets because I just love them as a unit. Again, they're not like a super meta choice, but dashing loads of devastating wounds into any one in this meta is handy. That's the thing. I do think dev wound stonks have gone up actually as more codexes have come out. But that's another subject altogether. Lieutenant with combi weapon.
Yeah.
Lone op, secondaries. Obviously, Big Marnius, just for the fact that he can be tanky with company heroes and smash shit. Rabute, I have felt, so testing this list since, I've been playing EC a lot in the teams tournaments and a bit of Necrons and things like that. I have been feeling the CP pinch. But I've just got used to how I manage, the game again a little bit. I can't be quite...
As opposed to...
Because it used to be, obviously, now...
Unless, just because it got nerfed?
Yeah, it got nerfed, exactly. Rabute only gets 1 free strat a turn.
Yeah.
1 free strat a battle round now versus a turn, and Marnius doesn't generate CP unless he's a Warlord anymore.
Yeah.
JPIs to get onto expansion early, and, by the time what I'll then do is bring another servo turret in from reserves that usually comes in on the angle at the top, next to the expansion, shoots across the board, and then the next turn will hold my expansion as the JPIs get sent out. I'm giving away all my tactics here, but anyway. 2 Ballistas Dreadnoughts. Biggest misconception about Ballistas Dreadnoughts is they shoot stuff. They don't. They hold objectives because they are tough and they have 2-ups, and you might pop a transport with them.
Yeah.
That's it. But use those for your expansion. Company heroes to go with Marnius. 2 Las Talon turrets.
Beautiful.
Inceptor Squad with bolters, again, just to clear some fraff. We're in a bit of, if you're not playing Knights at the moment and Death Guard, there's a lot of MSU stuff.
Yeah.
So they're great for rapid ingress. Put them behind a a ruin, like once I've seen what my opponent's done, like turn 2. They've got assault, so I can pull lines quite easily, average move of like 13 inches then, and they will clap up any MSU unit.
They'll pick up a unit of bow-goats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what they're there for. Incursor squad, Incursors, for me, for my money, are the best unit. How much to drink the sands of time? Super chat from Toby. I'm very tempted, actually. I'll come back to it after my list. Incursors, for me, best value data sheet in the Space Marines Codex. I felt they buff the shooting of the parking lot lists that are very popular for Gladius at the moment. So make you help my ballistas because that's oath agnostic as well. Hitting on 2s is always nice with rerolls. I love the mines. They're AP1 knives, sustain 1. I just think they're great. I think they're really, really good. What else have I got on the list? I was trying to remember.
Infiltrator scouts.
Yeah, infiltrators because
Hammer strike.
Yes,
Hammer strike.
Hammer strike. Just to what that then does in Gladius is I've got 2 instances of ignores cover. So again, if by the time I've got 2 Las Talons, 2 ballistas on the board, again it's just making swingy anti-tank a little bit more reliable. But that's, again, that's a very low bar.
It's also got 5d6 and 2d3 shots on it.
Yes, yeah, no, exactly. The and the melters, it can do in and of itself. It can take a small knight if it pops off. So basically, although it doesn't look like there's a huge amount of anti-tank, it's concurrent damage across phases. Things like that.
Right.
And yeah, Stoneguard Vets, like I said, I think they're a great. They're the oath hog in the list. Everything else can be pretty oath agnostic as long as you're buffing it with the right things. And then to have 2 instances of oath then means, like you said, that actually I can use it for a ballista's target, the second oath for a ballista's target, because I'm getting the +1 to wound.
So did you tweet this list at all? When was the last tournament you went to? BGT, Brighton GT.
Yeah, no, I was running.
Are you running UC for that?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, so I haven't run Marines for a while. It was just something that I was going to go see RTT. I knew you weren't around, so I could use your guys. I was like, cool. I would like to play Marines again, but it was a little bit. It's not going to completely wilt under the force of knights.
I think it will.
Again, I'm quite happy to be paired. I've got Eldari as a first pairing as well, and I really fancy.
Toby's in chat.
Yeah.
Toby, how do you feel going into this list? I think you'll walk all over it.
He's like, only 1 JPIs, that's going in the book. Yeah.
Yeah, I was questioning that.
Well, this is the thing, is that Marnius always advances and charges. I think, so it used to have to be protective of Marnius in the old Ultramarines Gladius list, because he was sat there generating CP. He doesn't do that anymore now. So I can send him
up the board,
yeah, exactly. I can send him into my opponent's expansion. I can follow up with other bits kind of later, but he will sit there as long as I'm not exposing just him. There's not much in the game unless again, like 3 or 4 like heavy hitters are concentrating on that unit that can pick that unit up. They've got the rare thing of having OC2 because of the company heroes. You don't usually get that in a lot of Space Marine units that aren't battle line as well.
Until you kill the flag.
Until you kill a flag. But he's always the last to go. You take the normal bolter guy first. Then you take the heavy bolter.
Then the flag.
Then you take the precision guy. Then you take the flag.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But yeah. So that's RTT.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a few of the other epic flail teammates lists.
We do,
as well. We can see Brandon's in the chat. So should we run through Brandon's and his very...
Yeah, Brandon, you want to tell us about your list?
We did, so for this segment, we did ask each of the people, each of the lads we've asked to bring lists to kind of, give us their thoughts, talk a little bit about, what they're doing.
Yeah, we just thought it's interesting to hear, you see a lot of list analysis online where it's like someone who won LGT.
Yeah.
Or Worlds or whatever.
Exactly.
But most of us are normal people, and I want to hear what other normal people think about when they make lists.
Exactly.
And Brandon is almost a normal person.
Yeah.
well, I say that, but I see now his list is called 2 Carls, 1 Cup.
Yes, or is it 0.2? What? Okay.
I don't know about that, don't worry about that.
Okay.
So this is pre-Codex Votan.
Which he went 4-1 with at the.
Which he went 4-1 with at a WTC event.
Yes.
He's now bringing the same list to a UKTC list.
Yeah, and I think that might be a mistake, Brandon. I'm sorry, mate.
Brandon, you in chat?
He is in chat.
Tell us, have you made any changes to make this UKTC? But I'll run through it.
He's his fantastic insight is my list is dwarfs.
Dwarfs. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's
what it is. And that kind of summarizes we asked, everyone to give a bit of feedback on their list and like talk about the game state and like be loquacious and error. Yeah.
So we got two units of 10 Harlequin Warriors, presumably splitting into 5s and going into 4 Sagittars.
Yeah.
We've got some Thunderkin. I've not thought into Thunderkin very much, but I have thought into Berserkers a lot.
Yeah.
And I see, 3x5 Berserkers seem smart. One of them in a Sagi, one of them in a Land Fortress.
Yep.
And then you've got your infiltrating lads.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so
Jaegers, I'm Pioneer. Yeah,
I can't remember the difference between Pioneers and Jaegers. Oh, Pioneers are the bikes.
Yes,
we've got six 3-3 bikes, and we've got 1 infiltrating one.
Yes.
So you've got uppy downy in the bikes. They can also kill things really well with double judge. It's really terrifying to protect your home against Votan.
Yes.
When they can just bring in bikes at a really acute angle and shoot you off your home.
Yeah, and have multiple shots. Of course, but he has said that this is the last hurrah of the old Votan.
Yeah.
I still think they're not quite as good on UKTC, but Brandon, prove us wrong, please, mate. Come on, son. It also makes you realise as well, again, like how much they have changed from Codex with this. Because the bikes, for example, I think they have to be within 3 now or something. There's a change to the way that the bikes come back on and off of the battlefield with the new Codex.
Also, their shooting is just much worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the Sagis got worse. So like,
this is like a short Tau list with like a few Zerks in there to kind of just push the line of scrimmage back.
I mean, I've played Tom Ham's. I don't know if Tom's in chat.
He is in chat.
Played his Votan a lot, and it just like it's just the Sagittars and like loads of OC2 bodies and loads of Scout and Infiltrate.
Yeah,
and they're just like you're not getting any primary, and then it stays that way.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he said. It's just that, when we were talking about this the other day, you just like deny primary all day. You lump stuff on the objective. Opponent comes to shift it. You put something else on the objective. Something else, and then by late game, bikes are like picking things up or scoring. You've probably got a couple of Sagis left that are like parked on an objective that the opponent can't deal with. And then you swing games. You kind of it's like a close 15-point game, but you swing games.
Yeah.
Well, all thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, every time you expose somebody to kill a Sagi, well, guess what? 10 OC just got out of it. Yeah. So who cares?
And he's saying the transport setup is 2 times 5 Zerks in 2 Sagis, 3 times 5 Warriors in 3 Sagis, 1 times 5 Zerks in 4. Okay, so he's gonna stage, send the Zerks out.
Yeah.
Warriors come out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It makes sense. It's like I've been talking a lot recently actually to other players at the club about like managing the cadence of your game. It's a really it sounds like you can tell I work in marketing, can't you? But is that ensuring that when you expose one thing, you expose everything, or you're making your opponent make poor choices, right? Or it's understanding like the game has like a beat. So it's like you put something on the objective, but then what's going to follow that thing on the objective if your opponent shoots it off? Like what are you going to do when your opponent responds to what your aggression and what have you? And managing like the cadence of a game is really important in 10th edition. And this list is very good at just innately being like bonk, 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 and making sure the cadence of your game is right.
Yeah, these Votan lists with this many Sagittars, it just always has an answer.
Someone just accused me of sounding like someone. I'm not going to say who it is, but shouts to the Vanguard Tactics.
Sound like an esteemed...
Yeah, there's an esteemed professional Warhammer player. Thanks, Looney. Yeah. Who else's list have we got?
Right.
Well done, Brandon. No, hope you do great.
Yeah,
this
thank
weekend,
you, Brandon.
Unless you're across the table from me, obviously, in which I'm going to do naughty things to you.
Who's in chat from Rob, Harley, and Chris?
I'm guessing. Sorry, I was crunching ice really loudly on mic then. Maybe Nurgle. No, I don't know actually.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Let's look
at Chris's list.
Chris's list.
So
Chris,
we spoke about Chris's 150 Boys in a Dream being the Bonnie Blue.
boys before toys.
Yeah, Boys before Toys.
Should we count the boys?
Let's count the boys.
I'm not going to count characters with boy in the name.
No.
10 Snagger Boys.
Yep.
20 Snagger Boys.
Yep.
30 Snagger Boys.
Yep.
40 Snagger Boys.
Yep.
20 boys.
Yep.
40 boys.
Yep.
50 boys. 60
Yep.
boys. 70
Yep.
boys. 80 boys.
Yep.
80 boys.
Yep.
And what did I say? 60. What was the Snagger
40
boys?
Snagger.
40. So that's 120 boys.
120 boys.
And then there's also 30 grots.
Yeah.
And there's also 30 storm boys.
What a list.
It's
I
just
love
boys.
that.
It's
I
boys.
It's just boys,
all the way.
boys. Yeah. The other side of this.
A handful of characters.
Yeah, like a handful of characters. Has he got Snickrot?
He's got Snickrot.
Yeah. A couple
He's
of war
got-
bosses, I'm guessing.
The Pain Boys give the boys a 5-up feel no pain.
Yeah. Yeah, and he can do that weird. Can he do like the teleport? Is it the reactive
No,
move?
that's a weird boy.
Oh, okay.
And then he's got 2 war bosses and a beast boss, which means if he has to kill something, he can.
Yeah.
And I asked him what his plan was for the RTT. He said just push OC2 bodies in the middle and hope my opponent shits himself.
And I think we've seen GSC like become really popular again as well. I reckon this has got play in Knights and Death Guard meta, mate. I think you can outscore them, and they do good damage. Death Guard struggled against GSC because of the number of activations it takes to pick up that many bodies, right? So they're great damage army.
Yeah.
They got obviously some blast weapons that are good against, some standard kind of game units, but against that many bodies, I think they struggle a little bit.
Well, there was a Kroot list that just went won GT this weekend, went 6-0. They dropped 24 points over the entire 6-game weekend. So they got 500 something games and won 76 something.
Exactly.
And that was a high activation, high OC, high model count list.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, Chris, you're going to go 6-0, even though this is a 3-game.
Yeah, the 3-game event. He gets 2 for each win.
Yeah.
For running this list.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go just quickly check his thoughts on his list.
I gave you his thoughts.
Is that it?
Chris is an orc through and through.
Okay, it's just like
So his thoughts were push,
win,
push,
win, smash.
Push,
Yeah,
smash,
exactly.
win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all
the
there
boys.
is. Yeah.
Paul just said that this list should be called Bonnie Blues Q. 120 boys. I don't know what that could be pertaining to.
I'll pass that for you.
Yeah. Should we have a look? Rob's in the chat.
Rob.
Should we have a look at his list?
Rob's an excellent player. So when Chris gives you a little bit of thoughts about his list, it's because he's an orc.
Yes, yeah.
But when Rob gives you a little bit of thoughts about his list, it's because he's got it all in his subconscious.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's
and
melted in.
Rob said about this list, it's a Drukhari list, Reaper's Wager.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, read
so
it out.
the thoughts are one sentence: all the Scourge to shoot, all the Mandrakes to action, and then a who's who of epic heroes. Because why the fuck not?
Yeah. And I think Rob will do very well with this list because he's a good player.
And Drukhari again, they're another one who've they've bounced back a little bit in the Knight meta because of loads of Dark Lances. I'm not sure this list has quite so many.
No, we'll go through this. I'll go from bottom to top because honestly I don't know about the characters very well. So 3 Scourges, they can move, shoot their las cannons.
Yep.
Actually, two of them are Dark Lances and one's the Haywire Blaster, which is
bit of anti-infantry.
Anti-vehicle 4-up.
Oh, sorry.
Death wounds.
Yes, that's it.
Shorter range.
Yeah.
But basically, this will kill whatever vehicle it points at. There's 3 of them. And after they shot, they can move back behind the wall.
Yep. Shoot and scoop.
If you have any reactive fire in the shooting phase, you won't get to use it because they'll move before you.
Yep.
So you have to overwatch them.
Yep.
And they have long enough range to try and avoid overwatch. Then Mandrakes, 3 of them, they uppy downy.
Yep.
I don't know if you need 3 in the latest.
Well, Rob just pointed out in the chat, it's 25 separate units in this list. So,
Okay. So who cares?
Who cares?
Might as well
Like,
take
yeah,
three and
exactly.
everything.
This is going to control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So there's going to be a lot of stuff in your face early. It's going to... Your opponent's going to have to struggle to shift through it, but it has actually got some damage as well.
Yeah.
So, and then late game, it's nimble enough and has enough movement and shoot and scoot that it can do actions, do what's needed, still kind of take things down. Again, it's another army that, when we're talking about that cadence piece, like does that very, very well. Like you're sending a few things out, then you can send a few more things out, and then you send a few more things out. And then you're not just relying on one unit. You know, something that I was definitely guilty of like early in this edition is like thinking, oh, anti-tank, kill tank. And then it's like, but it's not really how the game works, is it? You're not guaranteed that output. And you're not, you know, if someone's dice flop a little bit into an army like this as well, then suddenly there's you've got 3 or 4 units left in a unit where they thought they might pick up the full unit. Yeah. And then suddenly you've got another 5 bodies that come behind that. And then suddenly there's, there's like 20 OC on the point.
Yeah.
Where it's just tough to shift through.
There's also he's got
it's a detachment as well where you can spend a CP for no Overwatch as well.
Yes. So it's difficult to Overwatch. I can't remember one of these transports. Is it the Venoms you get to get back in it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you get out. I don't know.
Incubi
will blend something in melee and then get back in.
Exactly. What we can do with the Venom is you kind of like, and again, so the Venom can park on an objective right next to a wall. Incubi kills something, they hop back into the Venom at the end of your turn.
Yeah. Someone
else comes in, either shoots that Venom, smashes it, or whatever else. But then the Incubi hop out at the other end of the wall then. So even if the objective, you can maybe put a couple of bodies on the objective, but it just allows you to dictate your damage, hop back into there. Opponent takes the Venom, and your Incubi just hop the other side of the wall. They can't be shot or whatever else. They might be able to be charged or what have you. But again, they're tiny little bases, tiny little bodies. So you just position that in the right way.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, again, the opponent, you've still got OC on the point. The Venom has protected the Incubi for another turn. And then you go back out and smash something again. And with Reaper's Wager, you got +1 to hit. And then was it reroll 1s to hit and 1s to wound or whatever it is? It's like the way that it works. Yeah. So suddenly that damage unit has been protected by 100 point. How much is a Venom? 100 and...
Oh, nothing. 65.
There we go. 65 points to basically make 100 odd point unit last for another turn is, it's great times. Great times.
And then you've got Witches with Lilith, that'll blend stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cabalites, they've got a cheeky Dark Lance in there. Just in case
Just in case.
Nothing was going to happen.
Is that you got a knight on 2 wounds? Who knows?
Yeah, you've got OC here, you've got bodies. Mm-hmm. It's just exhausting to play against Drukhari.
Yes, it really is.
And is this the beast pack that just kind of locks you into
they get so that's exactly what I was saying. So they're controlling the line of where you like attend the board basically. So the Beastmaster just sends out their slightly high toughness, like a lot of wounds to churn through. Your Fraff units can't chew through it, and they basically just line up right in front of they probably won't even charge you. They'll line up right in front of you and just stay there. And you can't move anything out. They'll block your transports. They'll block your decent anti-tank unless it's got fly. They just kind of string out in front of you, control the line of scrimmage, and then you've got to spend a turn chewing through that. And then next turn you got Incubi and you've got Venoms like on in the mid board, and suddenly you're getting overrun. So that unit in particular is key to this list because it just allows Rob as a player to control where you're coming out on the board.
I will tell you something, Rob, though. I played it into a list like this at the last Brian GT I went to when I was running my Anvil. Mm-hmm. This list crumbles to Anvil. The
standing is still list. Yeah, exactly. You can't stop a man from standing still. But exactly that. But Lancing RTT this weekend. Big shout out to all the players who are going. There's, like I said, a couple of us from Epic Flow going along. I think there's a couple of the Hobby Henchman boys coming along. I do believe Jeff from Surrey Primates is there. On that note as well, just want to give a big shout out to Jeff. We're going to Thailand for a Teams event. Oh, yeah. So Epic Flow will be like representing at a Pan-Asian event in Thailand at the end of January. Shouts out to Jeff for facilitating all of that. We are going to get absolutely spanked by like 17-year-old Chinese boys. not
in the game.
Sorry, I just realised you say Thailand and you say things like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna be humbled by some very very young kind of 40k players, but can't wait. It's going to be great. There's a few of us like staying out there for a little period of time. And again, thanks to Jeff. Primark's one of our channel sponsors for putting that together. Shouts obviously to the Burley boys. I see a few in the chat, hobby henchmen, etc. as well. See you all at Lancing this weekend.
We can close this down.
I was going to say we can close down. Yeah. I think we've done 50 minutes. In chat, do you want to hear my rant about lore? It won't take long.
I want to hear your rant about lore. Yeah, Jen, if this is still on the screen, you can shut it down. And
cool.
I want to hear what you're angry about.
So, Terminus Decree. I don't know if anyone's seen. with the Grey Knights Codex.
I have no idea what this is.
Okay, so...
Tell me what it is.
Basically, it's been this big thing in the lore for like years about it's an order that the Grey Knights have about the Emperor being on the throne or whatever else, or whatever. It got exposed. It got spoken about in the new Grey Knights Codex, that the Terminus Decree says that Grey Knights, if the Emperor ever leaves the Golden Throne, then the Grey Knights are ordered to make sure that the Emperor sits back on the throne. Right.
So this is a change to law in the latest Grey Knights.
It's not a change to law. They've just finally exposed what the Terminus Decree was, because it was this like fabled thing that like it was like a it was just like a kill switch basically.
Yeah.
It was spoken about as a kill switch, and what's his chop's got the thing where the throne blows up as well if he ever steps away because the Eye of Terror closes, all that stuff. And I have.
He's so mad. He's quivering.
I'm not mad. It just, people bloody moaning about it on the internet. You need to stop, all right? People, we're playing War Dollies. We're talking about competitive War Dollies and, of course, whatever else. But I somehow went down a rabbit hole on the weekend of like 40 different videos of people's like, opinions on it and like what have you, and I get it, like we all invest big into the hobby or like whatever else, but people forget that these things are just cool little moments of lore that mean that when my Blood Angels army plays your Ultramarines army, we have some little headcanon thing for us to create a cool game. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're playing outside the competitive landscape, and we were talking about this a couple of weeks back, where the game needs flavor, right? Yeah. If you're not playing competitively, then the new pack has like better deployments and kind of things like that. But for God's sake, they're giving you
what
cool.
What are people mad about?
Well, because apparently it's a retcon.
All over you.
Yeah, it's all right. You're spitting feathers too.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a retcon. Apparently it's a big letdown, and like they should never have exposed it and whatever else. And they can come. Well, I remember when I started back.
So people are disappointed that they've described in detail what this decree is.
Yeah, and it's not what they expected it to be.
It's not what they expected.
Not what they expected it to be. And they have now made 40-minute thought pieces on the fact that it's not what they thought it's meant to be, and how that's ruined the game for them. And I just remember, this is cool little bits of storytelling so that you can, like I said, my Blood Angels can play your Ultramarines, because and that's all it is. So Grey Knights can now can fight the Custodies as part of that, because the Custodies are obviously going to stop them from trying to put the Emperor back on the throne or whatever else. So it's a cool little thing. That's it. Stop caring about the lore. We're playing War Dollies. I remember back in the Road Trader days and like early edition 40k.
Good days.
Good days. The whole point was like you made stuff up. Yeah. And it was like, oh, well, it's Imperial propaganda, and there's like contravening reports from different parts of the galaxy and like whatever else. You're talking about an empire and a world that has trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of people. Like, of course there's going to be disinformation.
I agree.
And use that to your advantage.
That was how the law was written.
Exactly.
Like, I've
contradictory elements.
I've never read a Warhammer novel. I probably never will, but I do buy up all those old codexes and rule books and White Dwarfs, because the law was more interesting to me then, where like it was, like you say, little snippets of unrelaable narration.
Yes, yeah.
And
they
redacted
information and like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the whole point was you made it what you wanted it to be. And I think that like pawing over law, like it has to be gospel, or like we can't have changes to it, kind of kills it a little bit in terms of, you know, getting new factions, new ways of playing the game, like whatever else.
100%.
Like, but just stop caring, guys. Just stop caring. It's not that deep.
Women custodies.
Yeah.
Women Space Marines.
Yeah.
Piss Colour Space Marines.
Piss Colour Space Marines.
Whatever you want is fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It facilitates a tabletop game that, don't get me wrong, we're podcasting about now, but yeah, stop taking it so seriously, you silly billies. That was my rant.
I think that's a great place to end it.
Thank you very much. Shouts to the channel sponsors again. So Primarchs, Hobby Henchmen, Incursion Events, RTT this weekend. Please hit the subscribe, the like, the bell, and obviously visit, you know, our sponsors' kind of websites below, Brighton Events, etc. Thanks for everyone engaging in the chat.
Yeah, thanks for telling us about your lists in chat.
Yeah,
Appreciate
RTT
that.
boys. And I will probably be doing a little bit of like a vlog this weekend of the RTT, chatting to a few people in the community who are going to be playing this weekend. So I'll probably bring some bits for that next week. Yeah. And we'll also be setting up our first live game soon as well. So we'll be reaching out to a few people. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your super chats. Love you. Miss you. See you next time.
Love you. See you next time. Good luck at the weekend, Nick.
Piss Marines.
Piss Marines.